Hey there folks, this is Thomas Shapiro here with the Piece of PDX team. Before we jump into this week's video, I just wanted to mention, as always, if you live in the Pacific Northwest, you love houses, and maybe you just want to know where to find some great antique furniture, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below because we post great videos every single week. All right, this week's topic, we're going to be talking about what your Zestimate may have missed. So what is a Zestimate? A Zestimate is what Zillow offers online as a rough idea of what your price point would be if you were to sell your home. It's a pretty robust system. They do pull a lot of data, a lot of market data, but there are certain elements that they can't really quite catch. And we're gonna talk about what those things are and why it's so important to contact a good realtor to be able to chat with you about those details. Okay, first thing we're gonna chat about is home styles. So let's say you live in a neighborhood where the predominant style is a ranch, and you yourself own a home that is a Tudor, or maybe it's a Craftsman, and there aren't a lot of properties in that neighborhood that can help you to determine that value. So as a realtor, what I do is I look at similar feeling neighborhoods and I pull values from those neighborhoods where I see similar homes. And that's how I determine my value. That's actually how a lot of appraisers will go about determining value. But the system is not quite robust enough to be able to pick up the nuances in these neighborhoods. So that's one big thing. Oftentimes, these numbers could be totally skewed, and your home could be potentially worth a lot more or a lot less, depending. The second detail I'd like to chat with you about is going to be, how does your house look compared to when you first bought it? A lot of cases, there are homes that people will do DIY projects, they will refinish floors, they will do a lot of things that don't necessarily involve permitting. And when a permit isn't issued for a property, in a lot of cases, nobody else knows about it other than really the homeowner and maybe some close friends who've been to that house. In cases like that, the internet is going to have a much harder time, or the Zestimate is going to have a much harder time of evaluating the worth of that home at that point, because you may have made some really big updates to your home. So if you haven't had permitted work done and you've had some updates made, it's entirely possible that the value could be way off. Another element that might be really difficult for a Zestimate to be able to figure out is going to be, style preference in a city. Portland has a really unique buying pool. I think a lot of people are really drawn to character here in ways that other cities might not have that same interest, So a mid-century modern home that has some really gorgeous finishes, some built-ins that are really sought after, it's like a one-off property. Those homes are going to be incredibly difficult for a Zestimate to be able to accurately gauge. So those are going to be my 3 top tips for ways that a Zestimate can possibly be inaccurate. If you have questions about the value of your home, or maybe you know someone who's thinking about selling, feel free to give me a buzz. I'm happy to provide you with a market analysis and to give you some context for what the market looks like right now. All right, that's going to do it for me today. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a buzz, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.